How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about SOFI. It did have a pullback today, but there was no surprise since we did see a lot of weakness inside of the markets. So I'm getting a lot of questions in regards to tomorrow because we also do have the Fed minutes that are going to be coming out. So I won't be wasting any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is the technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know what it looks like in the bearish case scenario and as well as in the bullish case scenario. And then we're going to be going on Fintel, taking a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information. The reason why this is important because it does have an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know the buying and the selling behavior on the retail side and as well as on the institutional side. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis on SOFI. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $9.12, being down 6.65%. On the low, it tested $9.09, and then on the high, testing $10.10. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 46.838 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days is at 41.819 million shares. So we did have above average volume on the day, but you can see we dealt with a good amount of selling pressure. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is the daily chart, you can see from the RSI down below, it is at 43.84. And then when we take a look at our moving averages here on the chart, we are below the 200-day, the 100-day, the 50-day, and we're also below the 21-day EMA. And like I've talked about in previous videos, SOFI is in a bear market due to the fact it's on a strong downtrend. And if we take a look at what we saw on the day, you can see this big red candle here. So what this means going into tomorrow, we could see SOFI going back into the $8 range. To be exact, I want to see if support could hold up here right at $8.62. If this level was going to break, then of course we could see SOFI getting down to $8. And this can provide an opportunity for anyone that believes in the long-term prospects. But do know the 52-week low is at 774. So if we see a lot of weakness, there is a possibility we can go below this level. So keep a very close eye on it if you're interested in this play. Now, as far as for a move to the upside, or if you're looking for a reversal, we ended up seeing a high of $10.10. And we know as far as $10 is concerned, this is an area that has been fairly difficult for SOFI to hold. There's a lot of sellers. So the moment that we can have a reversal above $10.10 and being able to reach a move to get to at least a 50-day, that would be a really good look, which is around $10.65. Because I know getting to this level, and if we have a good amount of buying coming into the play, that we can get to $11. So it'll be very interesting to see what it does going into tomorrow. So overall, if we can continue to hold up $9 as far as an area of support, then we could see some strength and we could see a reversal in the stock. Otherwise, like I was saying previously, be prepared for the downside. So let's go on to the short interest information. So we're going to take a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information for SOFI. As we scroll down further on the page, green rows indicate new positions, while red rows indicate closed positions. So we don't see any new or closed positions for April the 5th, but we do have a position here for April the 4th from McAllister Sweet and Associates that purchased 11,700 shares. And for the others, we already covered in previous videos. But if we want to take a look at some recent changes on the day, we have Subsequana going in with 3 different filings here. So they have calls that it's over 12 million, and you can see as far as the value change, that was increased by 10%. And then we see Subsequana with puts with a value of over 14.26 million. You can see that was increased by 28.69%. And we also see a share position which is just over 8.7 million shares with a change of 15.94%. So again, very interesting there, very clear hedging that is happening. Now let's take a look at the short interest. The off-exchange short volume ratio is at 33.47%, and then for the off-exchange short volume, it is just over 5.11 million shares. Scrolling down further on the page, the short shares availability is at 600,000, updated 24 minutes ago, and then for the short ball fee rate, it is at 1.40%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume, we can see for the close of the first, it was at 55.79, and then for the close of the fourth, coming down to 33.47. So one thing that is very clear though, we see a significant decrease in the short volume. But one thing that we have to keep in mind though, it still fulfills our criteria of 21% or higher. So that's why you want to keep a very close eye on this play and why it trades with a lot of volatility. Now let's move on to the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for SOFI. So we see on the inflow, it is at 82.18, and on the outflow, it's at 85.23 million. So we ended up having an outflow day. Taking a look at the breakdown, on the large, it was 1.81. On the medium, it was 50.82. And then on the small, it was 29.55. Taking a look at the outflow side, you can see on the large, it was 5.63. On the medium, it was 53.03. And then on the small, it was 26.57. Taking a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you can see for today, April the 5th, it being that big outflow of negative 3.82 million. We also did see on the 4th an outflow of 1.72 million. And then when we analyze the numbers even further for the small scale orders that tends to represent the retail side, we had more buying than we had selling. And then when we take a look at what happened on the medium, we had more selling than we had buying. And then when we take a look at the large, which represents whales, institutions, and funds, we had a lot more selling than we had buying. And then when we take a look at the turnover ratio, it is at 5.68%. So this is not too bad for a stock like SOFI. We do know it trades at relatively high volume on a daily basis. So we know there's going to be a lot of volatility, and that's why I make sure in my videos I let you know right from the get-go and why you don't need the FOMO when it comes to taking a position. So let's get into the final thoughts, and we'll go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for SOFI, when it comes to the price action, it has been consolidating within a very tight range. And what does this look like? Between $9 and as well as $10. So that's why we want to have a breakout. We want to get comfortable above $10 so we can make that move getting to the 50-day, which is right around $11.65. But we need to have strength inside of the markets, and we have to have some more buying pressure coming into the play. If it decides to have a pullback, we want to keep an eye on the fact that $9 needs to hold. If it does not hold, it could break through this level and get down to $8.62. If it breaks this level, then it can get down to $8. And then we get fairly close to where we have the 52-week low, which I think is around $7.74. So that's why I'm saying, being patient, if you're a long-term investor, this opportunity could present itself, especially since we do have the Fed minutes that are going to be coming out on Wednesday. If the market reacts negatively, then I'm going to be expecting SOFI to have a larger pullback. And if you guys remember on the previous pullback that we had, I was saying if you want to load the boat and if you believe in the long-term prospects, this is not a bad price point. Yes, we did end up having that run up going to 10. So now it's about to happen all over again. So that's why I want to make sure you are prepared and you know exactly what you need to do if you're interested, of course, because I can't give you guys financial advice. But if the news ends up being positive in regards to the Fed minutes and the market actually reacts in a great way, I'm looking forward to seeing SOFI make that move so we could get to the $11 range. And I feel this would be very possible since April is known for being a strong month for the stock market. So again, let's just wait and be patient. And another update that I want to give you guys is as far as the student loan repayments. So I've been seeing that it has been extended. Lawmakers are pressuring Biden to extend it all the way to August. Before, it was supposed to be on May the 1st. So what does this mean? This is going to bring some more volatility in the stock. There's going to be many people that are going to be selling out because this does impact SOFI. But you know what? If you have high conviction, done your homework, and you've done your due diligence, this does open up an opportunity to load up on some shares. Also, when we went on Fintel, taking a look at the recent institutional ownership, we can see institutions have loaded up on shares, but there's also a good amount of hedging that is going on, which I feel is perfectly fine. And then when we took a look at the short interest information, SOFI does continue to have short squeeze potential. So that's why you want to keep this play on your radar, but we also can't forget the fact that the short volume has gone down, and it's gone down significantly. So being aware of this, it just shows us, as far as for the market sentiment, is it getting a lot more positive for SOFI? Hey, we're gonna have to see how the month of April actually treats us. And of course, I'm gonna make sure I keep you guys inside of the loop, because I do believe in the long-term prospects of this play, and it's part of the reasons why I share this on this channel. So let's see how the stock performs going into tomorrow, because I'm definitely gonna be keeping a very close eye on it. We'll be talking real soon.